Hi everyone, and welcome to wait. Hi everyone, and welcome to TWF Impact. I am Renee Young, here with Elois and with Corey Graves, and today on Impact, we're going to have the TWF Hard Middle Winnings on the line, which a lot of folks believe that the 24/7 winnings is the black sheep of wrestling winnings. If you're a wrestling follower, Renee Young says, well, there are a lot of folks out there, Elois said, who believe the hard middle winnings is a stunt, a lark, and that no one will take it earnest, and that WWE should just drop it. And that's their thought and belief, Elois says. Oh, and they also go on to say that IW and AEW don't do it, so that means WWE can't do it. Well, that might be true, Corey Graves says, but the hard middle winnings is still around, and no matter how much bitching, whining, and how much bitching that any wrestling follower does, it's not going to shift things. You know? Only got to keep in mind that the folks that always bitch, they bitch about everything. They're never happy. Nothing's never good enough for them. So why would a wrestling business would never make them happy anyway? But we didn't mean to get into our thoughts and beliefs of wrestling followers out there that don't where things are never good enough for them and are never happy with. That was never our grounds to this. It was never our grounds to this film. It was never our grounds, to shame anyone. But that was never our grounds to this film. But it was never our grounds to shame anyone, but we were just giving our thoughts, Renee Young says, on folks out there who don't like the 24/7 winnings, and they have the right not to like it. Well, at the end of the day, we know that some folks out there would love to win the 24/7 winnings, Renee Young says. And we know our truth is the WWE's 24/7 winner. He is also the TWS 24/7 winner too. And we're gonna get to the ring now. Well, Renee Young says, well, our truth says, ain't it weird that Impact is now back on Thursdays again? But then again, that's not really much of a weirdness. Impact has jumped Tuesday, it jumped from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday so many times it's not even funny anymore. But I'm not here to talk about how now Impact is now on Thursday now. I'm here to talk about folks that want to come after me for my 24/7 winnings, which some folks out there don't think is earnest enough. Or some folks out there think that it's a stunt, it's a lark, it'll never get over, and how, oh, well, any wrestling business that have winnings like that is just dumb. And, oh, we're out the front. It's Autolycus, the Autolycus Stunner. The Autolycus Stunner on R-Truth. 1, 2, 3. Ding, ding, ding. Here is your winner. And the new 24/7 winner, Autolycus. Autolycus is the new 24/7 winner here in the TWF. You know, and Andros Astro, Renee Young said 1, 2, 3. Ding ding ding. Here is your winner and the new 24/7 winner, Andros Astro. Andros Astro is the In-Space Red Ranger In-Room Red Keeper, Renee Young said, and he's now the 24/7 winner now. But he gives it right back to R-Truth. Well, here is your winner and the new 24/7 winner, R-Truth. So somehow R-Truth starts out the day, Renee Young said, the 24/7 winner, and he wins it back again. Well, Lois said, we'll have to see. Oh, Autolycus just gave him a stunner again. Autolycus gave the stunner him again. 1, 2, 3. Ding ding ding. Here is your winner. And the 24/7 winner, Autolycus. And Autolycus is a 24/7 winner again, and R-Truth has to go after him, Renee Young said. Well, I'll tell you right now, Elois says, the 24/7 winnings might not be the most beloved of all wrestling winnings in skilled wrestling. But some folks like it, some folks do not. And I wonder if R-Truth is going to get his 24/7 winnings back. Oh, I don't know about that, Corey Graves said. He wasn't very wise. He's not wise enough to know that being the 24/7 winner is what's putting him in that bind, what's making him, be in that bind, and he keeps on putting himself back in it, Corey Graves says. So at the end of the day, I don't really think he's that wise. Well, he might not be that wise, Renee Young says, but I understand R-Truth is looking for the 24/7 winnings. And I believe that Gene Okerlund now, Renee Young says, is now caught up with Autolycus. Forgive me, Autolycus, King of Thieves, a rank that you gave yourself, being a former TWF Hard Middle winner, but now you are the TWF 24/7 winner. How does this work? Don't you know what bind you put yourself in now? Well, Gene Okerlund, I know what kind of bind I put myself in. I am Autolycus, the King of Thieves, and I know the kind of bind I put myself in. Yes, I am a former TWF Hard Middle winner, but I'm now the TWF 24/7 winner. I don't know why Andros Astro, the In-Space Red Ranger, or the In-Room Red Keeper, would beat me up and give it back to R-Truth. That's beyond me. But I'm here to tell you, I am the 24/7 winner. R-Truth is not going to get it back from me, and I do know what kind of bind it puts it in. Well, that might be true in all, Autolycus. You might be the King of Thieves, but when it comes to being a Hard Middle winner or the 24/7 winner, you have not really seen it do very well. What do you mean I haven't seen it do very well? I won it back, didn't I? After I lost it to Andros, who lost it to R-Truth, I won it back from R-Truth. So at the end of the day, I'm not really that dumb. Well, no one ever said you were dumb, Autolycus. What they did say was it wasn't wise for you putting yourself in that bind. What bind you speak of? Being the 24/7 winner means that you have to fight your 24/7 winnings 24 span a day, anytime, any stead, as long as a Fight Lord happens to be around. Yeah, well, how many Fight Lords are going to be around beyond the wrestling ring? And I really gotta be going, Gene Okerlund, because at the end of the day, standing here just makes myself a smooth goal. Well, it was my talk with Autolycus, the King of Thieves, the new 24/7 winner in the TWF. Back to you, Renee Young. Well, thank you, Gene Okerlund, for talking with Autolycus, the King of Thieves here on Impact, who is also the new 24/7 winner, Renee Young says. What do you think about that? What do I think about that? Lois says. Once again, I think that Autolycus isn't that wise for putting himself in that bind. If he was, he would not be doing all the things that he did. You know, being a 24/7 winner is sometimes a blessing, but sometimes also a curse too, Lois says. Yeah, it might be, Corey Graves says, but that would be to whoever happens to win it. If it's a wise man or a wise woman, one wouldn't actually go for it to begin with. But if one put themselves in a bind, they wouldn't be dumb enough, to put themselves back in that same bind that they put themselves in before. But R-Truth was never known for being wise, now was he? Renee Young said, I think that's unfair to R-Truth. He's been in WWE for many years. He's won many winnings. He might not be a lot of folks might not, think his WWE time was as good as his IW time. But whatever, it is what it is. He might never be WWE heavyweight winner, but at least at the end of the day, he done a lot. Well, I believe he's coming. I believe he's coming. Wow. We go back to the ring, Renee Young said, 'cause something's up. No one is going to get my 24/7 winnings away from me. Yeah. Like me? Oh. One, two, three. Ding, ding, ding. Here is your winner. And the new 24/7 winner, R-Truth. R-Truth once again is now the 24/7 winner here in the TWF once again. And I believe now we're going to have, in the ring again. And Geronimo does got something to say. Alright. The grounds to why I'm not around all the time on the show, and the grounds to that is one, you gotta dig me, you gotta have my raft staff and my flying ring with me, which it'll take some time to put on. And I don't really know if I actually am. I sometimes don't know if I'm the right woman for this job, for this work. Alright, I took this work way back in December 31st of last year from Diva Talks, which was going completely downhill. And somehow, some way, I guess out of luck of myself, I still happen to have this job, which I have this work. And a lot of folks might say that I'm not doing a good job as Forward Woman. I mean, look, we had the NWO, which I, no fault of mine, no mistake of my own, I ended up putting an end to. But at the end of the day, I think need be that I was probably wrong, for doing that. No. You were good for being the Forward Woman of the TWF. Yeah, you don't want to give up on that, Natty Ecliptor. You don't want to give up on that, Ecliptor says. Don't put yourself down, my queenling. You did a good job. Yeah, you did, Algar says. You kept keeping the shows together. You done a more greater job than Diva Talks ever did. And that's probably not. Yeah, don't put yourself down, Andros says. You did a good job. It's not your mistake that you got a raft staff and a flying ring that has to be put on. I gotta have a gun and a sword or whatever you want to call it, put in my hand. Andros says. I got a sword in my hand, Ecliptor said, and a sword's got to be put in my hand, Algar says. So, you don't want to do that. So let's just be earnest. Before we end this show, I'm going to tell everybody right now that I am right about that, and I'm not going to be stepping down. I'm not going to be stepping down as Ford woman of the TWF anytime soon. Since at the end of the day, who is Xena and Brother Love going to get to take my stead if I do step down? I can answer that for you. No one. Because the way we look at it is that none of you, no one would after you done would do a great job. You know? So why don't you just do the right thing, Paulie dangerously says, and tell everyone you can't do the work and step down. Yeah, that's what I think you should do, Roman Reigns says, after all the after all the shaming you gave me, how you made me have to put my TWF heavyweight winnings on the line with Ashley Williams and Daniel Bryan. No, I'm not going to be stepping down as Ford woman. That's not going to happen. And tell you what, Roman Reigns, like I told you on day one when I first met you, I told you to get on look, you gotta give on look. You just don't walk around and call yourself the head of the board, the kin leader, the Kaiser, whatever the fuck you call yourself, and then believe you're gonna get on look for that. You have to give on look to get on look, Roman Reigns. Don't you understand that? Oh, you do understand it. It's just that you have your first Fane over here, Paul E. Dangerously, bullshitting you into believing that you should just get on look if you go around giving yourself ranks that you don't have. You know? He's bullshitted you into believing that if you call yourself the kin leader, head of the board, Kaiser, King, everyone will just lay down, kiss your King Rick feet, and give you on look, or whatever the fuck you want. Not happening, Andros says. You're not going to be getting any on look from any of us. Yes, right, Ecliptor says. Ah. And that's right, Ecliptor says. At the end of the day, you're not going to be getting any on look from any of us for the way you behave and for what you do. So why don't you just get out of the ring now? And go, Ecliptor says. Yeah, get lost. And Algar says, yeah, like them said, you go and get lost. You know, Astronomer, you're damn lucky that you're the hardest doll to get. And that if something should happen to you, Roman Reigns says, who knows when you'll ever get a new one of yourself. So, the way I look at it is that you're going to give me on look. Because let's be honest about it, Roman Reigns says. You're not that same Astronomer anymore. You're not the Astronomer that everyone on looks and says, look, there's the evildoer that helped keep the Power Rangers from being undead, Roman Reigns says. Yeah, that's what I've been saying too. Paulie dangerously says, you just play as the Queenling of Darkness. Because at the end of the day, you're not the Queenling of Darkness anymore. But you just play as if you're the Queenling of Darkness. Why don't you shut the fuck up? Ecliptor says, right now, Paulie dangerously. And Roman Reigns, yeah, I think we heard enough from you. Ecliptor says, we heard enough from you too, Andros says. You want to besmirch her name? You want to put down Astronema Corone, whatever you want to call her? Not happening. Andros said, that's right, Ecliptor says. You two are the ones playing evildoer. Ecliptor said, that's right. Algar said, you're playing evildoer. Yeah, you saying I'm playing evildoer, huh? Well, the match still stands. You are still fighting Ashley Williams and Daniel Bryan for the World Heavyweight winnings, Roman Reigns. So go fuck yourself, Astronema says. Well, that was one. Well, looks like it's all the time we got. It looks like it is all the time we got here for TWF Impact. I'm Renee Young for Lois and Corey Graves. We hope you like Impact, and we'll see you tomorrow for Friday Night SmackDown.